Aikwe, Neknamalita, and this is my channel, The Midnight Librarian. Today I will be going over my May book haul. So, let's see, I think I read 7 books in May. I don't know, like, off the bat how many I already owned. I lied, 5 I had already owned. 2 I bought. I had listened to through some, I think that they were both through Libro, and I bought the physical copies. Which I think I did pretty good in terms of my haul, because so if you don't know, I typically try to limit my book buying to not counting book of the month. And I occasionally don't count pre-orders when they suit me, but basically I don't, however many books I read that I have already owned throughout that month is how many books I'm allowed to buy, just to kind of keep my book buying habit in control and kind of keep myself accountable. So far it's kind of working. So this month I have 8 books, 2 of which are book of the month, and one of them was actually and the other was gifted to me actually. So 5 books. So I think I did pretty okay. Let's just kind of get into them. The first 4 I've already shown before in my vlog, that when I went down south to visit my friend for her bachelorette party. So I'll link that above and down below, but I'll still show them to you. I just won't go into depth. The first is the first 2 volumes of Black Butler. These are 2 manga. These are the first 2 volumes of Black Butler. I ended up, I watched the anime and really enjoyed them and have been wanting to get into the manga. So I used to be really into manga, but haven't been in almost 10 years. Probably more than that. I think it was one of those things when I went from high school to college. I thought I needed more adult books and got rid of a lot of books that were near and dear to me, just because I thought I needed more sophisticated reading material, and I really regret it now. So I've been slowly getting some of those back. These are not one of them. Anime in general, or manga in general, was one of the ones that I unhauled, and I'm hoping to get back into. The next is another manga, and it's the first volume to Spy Family. This one has become very popular on BookTube in particular. I think the anime is coming out, or has already been out, but I have been really interested in this as well. And typically when I go to Barnes & Noble, it's hard to find a first issue of any manga, because I mean, I get it because people are getting into them, but it was just like, when I saw the first one of this, I'm like, yes, okay, grabbing it. I would have bought, typically when I buy manga or comic books, I try to get like the 3, but 2 is all I could find, and 1, so which is fine, because I'll see if I like them or not before I get into most of it, which is what I typically do with regular books, is just I only get the first one, despite if all of them are out or coming out. I try to only get the first one just to see if I enjoy it before spending that much money on a series. So that's what I'm gonna do. So that's what I was able to do with the manga anyway. The next is Slender Man. I don't know who this is by, because it doesn't say. I'm sure it does on Goodreads. Hold on. Nope, it says anonymous. So yeah, this one seemed really interesting. It looks like it's multimedia, and it's basically one person's research for the truth about one of the most intriguing urban legends ever, the modern boogeyman, Slender Man. So I'm very curious about it. So okay, next actually is a pre-order, but I am still I'm counting it anyway. But that is Maria and Other Stories by Maritza K. Rubio. I absolutely enjoy this cover. But basically, the first witch of the waters was born in destruction. The moon named her Maria. Conjuring entrancing tales of Mexican American mystics and misfits, Maritza K. Rubio shatters the boundaries of reality with this fiercely imaginative debut set against the tropics and mega cities of the Americas. Maria takes inspiration from wild creatures, tarot, and the porous borders between life and death. Motivated by love and its inverse grief, the characters who inhabit these stories negotiate boldly with nature to cast their desired ends. As the enigmatic community college professor in Brujeria for Beginners reminds us, there's always a price for conjuring in darkness. You won't always know what it is until payment is due. This commitment drives the disturbingly faithful widow in Tiwaka, who promises to bury her husband's head in the register of the jungle, and the sisters in Moksha, who are tempted by a sleek obsidian dagger once held by a vampiric idol. So, yeah. The next was gifted to me by my mom, and because she's an advisor for a Native American, essentially the Native American Center within our college. So we both work at the same university, and they had, I don't know if it was a reading group or something, but they ended up having a bunch of these books to give out to their students, and my mom had extra, and she found out I was interested in it, so she gave me one as well, and that is an Afro-Indigenous History of the United States by Kyle T. Mays. So I have a couple of these now. The first one was like an Indigenous people's history to the United States. United States or North America, I think. But I read that one not too long ago, and really enjoyed it. And then I think I have a black woman. Then I have a Black woman's history to the United States, or Black women's history to the United States. Okay. But yeah, I'm very interested in like that series as a whole, because I think it's can be, it's very knowledgeable, I feel like, and I would like to learn more about it, considering our education system doesn't do a very good job in terms of teaching it. So yeah, I was very much interested in this. I actually almost ended up checking it out from my library, because I get to see some of the newer books that come through that we order, and not that I think, or like new to us. And I saw it on our shelves and was like, okay, and like debated on checking it out, but I've been terrible at reading physical library books that I'm getting from the library recently, so I just kept it on the shelves, which I'm happy for, because we ended up getting a request through Interlibrary Loan for it, so that was fine. But yeah, I'm happy to have my own copy. I guess there was a couple other things too that they were doing. I guess technically 9 books I guess I have, or 10. The first one, I mean, these are also the things that my mom's advisory group gave out to their students, and it's Words to Love by Affirmations and Reflections by Tanea Winder. The collection of love. Tanea Winder is an author, singer, songwriter, poet, motivational speaker, and educator who comes from an intertribal lineage of Southern Ute, Pyramid Lake Paiute, and Duckwater Shoshone nations, where she is an enrolled citizen. Her heritage also includes African American. Tanea's performances and talks emphasize the importance of heart work, the life path one is meant to follow by using their gifts of passion and passions. She blends storytelling, singing, and spoken word to teach about different expressions of love, self-love, intimate love, social love, community love, and universal love. She is the director of the University of Colorado Boulder's Upward Bound program. During her 10 years she has served hundreds of Indigenous youth. She also co-founded Sing Our Rivers Reds, MMIW earring exhibit. Tanea believes everyone has a gift. They've been placed on this earth to share. Her specialities include youth and women empowerment, healing trauma through art, creative writing workshops, mental wellness advocacy. So I think that's really interesting. It's really cool. And then also was a self-love journal, 100 things I love about me, and it's basically just this little journal with like little prompts in it that you fill out, I think, every day. Also by Tanea Winder, which I thought was pretty cool. I actually haven't really looked at either one of these since my mom gave them to me. She just kind of like handed me the pile and was like, here you go. And I was mostly just excited about an Afro Indigenous history to the United States. So that's pretty cool. My last two are my book of the month picks for May. And so the first, my pick for May was Take My Hand by Dolan Perkins Valdez. This, I believe, is a historical fiction. I'm not entirely sure, though. A searing, compassionate new novel about a young black nurse's shocking discovery and burning quest for justice in post-segregated Alabama. This is in Montgomery, Alabama, 1973. Fresh out of nursing school, Sybil Townsend intends to make a difference, especially in her African American community. At the Montgomery Family Planning Clinic, she hopes to help women shape their destinies, to make their own choices for their lives and bodies. But when her first week on the job takes her along a dusty country road to a worn-down one-room cabin, Sybil is shocked to learn that her new patients, Erica and India, are children, just 11 and 13 years old. Neither of the Williams sisters have ever even kissed a boy, but they're poor and black, and for those handling the family's welfare benefits, that's reason enough to give the girls on birth control. Have the girls on birth control. As Sybil grapples with her role, she takes India, Erica, and their family into her heart until one day she arrives at their door to learn the unthinkable has happened, and nothing will ever be the same for any of them. Decades later, with her daughter grown and long career in her wake, Dr. Sybil Townsend is ready to retire, to find peace, and to leave the past behind. But there are people and stories that refuse to be forgotten, that must not be forgotten, because history repeats what we don't remember. Inspired by true events and brimming with hope. So this was one of my, I don't think I said it. It was it's an anticipated release, but I don't know if I ever said it in one of my anticipated release videos, because I think I found it after I put that out. So yeah, also another gorgeous cover. I love the colors. And then for my bonus book for the month, I got Book of Night by Holly Black. I have heard mixed things about this. I've never read a Holly Black before. This one sounded interesting, but now it makes me wary. Charlie Hall has never found a lock she couldn't pick, a book she couldn't steal, or a bad decision she couldn't make. She spent half her life working for glomists, magicians who manipulate shadows to peer into locked rooms, strange people in their beds, or worse. Glomists guard their secrets greedily, creating an underground economy of grimoires, and to rob their fellow magicians, they need Charlie Hall. Now she's trying to distance herself from past mistakes, but bartending at a local dive, she's still entirely too close to the corrupt underbelly of the Berkshires. Not to mention that her sister Posey is desperate for magic, and that Charlie's shadowless and possibly soulless boyfriend, Vince, has been hiding things from her. When a terrible figure from her past returns, Charlie descends into a maelstrom of murder and lies. Determined to survive, she's against a cast of doppelgangers, mercurial billionaires, glomists, and the people she loves best in the world, all trying to steal a secret that will give them a vast and terrible power. So we shall see, I guess. That is my book haul for May. If you have read any of these, please let me know your thoughts down in the description down below, or down in the comments down below. I would love to hear about them. Please, no spoilers. But yeah, I'm ultimately really excited to have these added to my TBR stack, as ever growing as it is. But yeah, relatively calm this month, or for the month of May, which I'm happy about. And I can't say it's looking that way for June already. But yeah, I'm excited. If you've made it this far, let's put a... Is there a strawberry emoji? Can we do that? Can we do a strawberry emoji? Mostly because I'm in love with these earrings. I got them for my birthday and I'm really excited about them. So let's do that if you've made it this far. And if there is one, if not, then this is for not. But otherwise, I hope that you are in the mental mindset to enjoy your reading, and I will see you in another video very soon. Cheers.